Welcome to Viata's Tiny House Village. I'm Viata and I'm here with lots of birds today. The birds have been just crazy flying. So we're in Florida, me and the birds and all the other creatures, and I hope you can hear some of them, but it's a little stormy here in Florida. In fact, I just found out that there's a category 1 hurricane that has touched on the northern part of Florida. Wow, I had no idea. So I want to welcome you to Viata's Tiny House Village. And I just had this great revelation about depression this morning with all the birds flying back and forth and just enjoying a moment of calm because it's been rainy. But welcome to Viata's Tiny House Village, and this is where I introduce you to a better way of living. So, here's a little video I created to give you an introduction to my journey in the tiny house community. Yes. All of those pictures were taken by moi, me. And I am so pleased to share this journey with you to help you live a better life as a minimalist or reduce your clutter. But I'm here this morning, actually this afternoon, to talk to you about depression. I had a conversation this day with a very close friend, a brother who has been struggling with lung problems. And he was in the hospital earlier this year for pneumonia. And he finally decided to throw away his cigarettes at a funeral service or at a burial service for an aunt. And he mentioned his struggles with lung problems and what his life has been like. And I pulled out my favorite book, Heal Your Body by Louise Hay, and I looked up lung problems. And the first word in Louise Hay's description of probable cause of lung problems was depression. I thought, wow, that's interesting. So, as my friend and I were talking about his lifestyle, and he's a Vietnam veteran, and how he's living in a secluded area, sort of a country, rural area, and how his life has changed. And I read this to him about lung problems by Louise Hay. She says depression, grief, fear of taking in life, not feeling worthy of living life fully. Is that you? Have you been feeling like a little depression sneaking in now and then, chronic or acute? Have you been feeling that way? Well, as he was talking, it occurred to me that we are all in transition in the age of Aquarius from third dimensional physical reality to fourth dimension, fifth dimension, where our reality energy is more invisible. Think about that now. Because so depression is really kind of a symptom that we're struggling in this transition. How many people don't want to leave this third dimension reality? It's too comfortable. I like my ice cream. I like my material goods. I like my 200 pairs of shoes. I love all the clothes I can wear. I love all the food I can eat. Oh my goodness, I love all this eating and materialism. Consume, consume, consume versus meditation. Hanging out with the birds, hanging out with the trees, just hanging out at the beach, not going to the mall, but just dwelling on, thinking about, meditating on invisible things, love, birds singing. I realize that when I do my rebound work, I have a trampoline over here that my ex husband bought for the grandchildren, but I use it more than anybody. And I'm bouncing on this trampoline. And I realize I'm being nourished by the sound of birds. Yes. As the birds are singing and tweeting, I'm bouncing and bouncing. And I'm feeling energized just hearing the birds. And I realize that every day now, I need to give thanks for the nourishment that I'm receiving from the sky, the clouds, the wind, the trees, the birds, the insect, the flowers, and all that nature is feeding me. So, depression is in our lives to wake us up and remind us that there's a better life in the fourth and fifth dimension. But not many people are ready for that. We struggle, we struggle, we struggle. Even having a book all my life called the Bible and really focusing on that book to nourish me, even reading the Psalms and Proverbs for years. Every day I read Psalms, Proverbs every day of the month, and I read stories in the Bible. I studied the Bible for over 50 years. Not over 50 years, close to 50 years. I've been reading the Bible and studying it, and now I'm realizing I am the Bible. Because I've read it so much that it's in my memory, it's in my mind. And as I was telling a friend this morning, that you can read a book that you really enjoy, and that stays in your memory. And then years later, when you think about that information or knowledge you gained from that book, you don't have to go back and read that book because it's already in your memory, some of it. And then in the fourth and fifth dimension, the cosmic energy will come and enhance what you read. I know that might sound strange to some of you, but that's why my library has been greatly reduced, because from having over 200 books in my library when I was married and had a big house to living in that small space over there behind me, I realized I couldn't carry all those books. It would be too cluttery, too crowded. So I had to choose the books that I really wanted to keep and that I might go back to occasionally. And I realized all the books I got rid of, I really did not need them, because now nature and cosmic energy, cosmic wisdom, source, spirit, Yahuwah, all of these beautiful, wise energies come to me when I need them. And so I want to encourage you, if you've been suffering from depression, that it's perfectly natural. It's a phase that many of us go through, and some of us hang out there a little longer than others, because I believe we're not aware of what I'm sharing with you today, that it's a transitional period of adjusting from third dimension, physical reality, consume, consume, gotta have clothes and food galore, 3 meals a day. I just take, for instance, food, how we were trained as children, even that 3 meals a day is the best nutrition and food for all of us, right? And yet there's a character in the Bible, Methuselah, who it is said had 1 meal every 3 days. This person ate 1 meal, fasted for 3 days, And then he ate another meal, fasted for 3 days, and this man lived to be 900 years old. Now, this is for me allegory, metaphorical symbolism that we can draw from today as we're transitioning, as we're beating depression, as we're overcoming depression, and realizing there's a better life in the fourth and fifth dimension where we don't struggle with the physical realm, but we enjoy the invisible realm, the fourth and fifth dimension, which includes love, compassion, patience, forgiveness, and joy. Lots of joy in the fourth and fifth dimension. In the third dimension, which we're moving out of, there's so much stress, conflict, disagreement, resentment, hate, and let's not leave out fear, false evidence appearing real. Okay, we got lots of fear mongering going on in our government, in our media, but that's what causes depression, which is a reminder that there is a better place beyond depression, through depression, that is full of joy. You let go of all the third dimension physical realities, not all of them. I mean, we can still enjoy food, but I'm telling you, I've learned we don't need 3 meals a day. That's for sure. We don't need all the snacks that the food the food industry is providing in grocery stores. When you realize going shopping in a grocery store brings a lot of confusion, then you go home or you become depressed because you can't buy all the things in the grocery store that you want, that you don't need. And then depression sits there until you realize if you go outside and listen to the birds who don't eat 3 meals a day, if you watch the squirrels, if you watch the horses and the cows like that were in my video, they eat grass all day. I watched them for 5 years. I watched one day just sitting there watching horses with their heads down eating grass. They stayed out there all day until their owners shoved them back in the barn or somewhere and gave them some hay. Let us mimic the birds and the animals in nature, and let us heal our depression by raising our consciousness, our awareness that the third dimension is really obsolete. Even the calendar that we've been using, Gregorian calendar, is obsolete. And that's another video I'm going to do on discovering synchronistic human in us that can put us into fourth and fifth dimension easier. But that we are these amazing, amazing creatures. The birds are confirming it. Just listen to the birds. They tell us about who we really are. These beautiful, harmonious, synchronistic creatures that are here, not to eat all day, but to listen to the music of nature, the music of men and women who bring us joy in their creation, and to especially love ourselves and forgive ourselves more and more and more. Let us breathe in. Ooh, there's a wonderful breeze right now. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in love, joy, forgiveness. Breathe out depression. Welcome to the new world of love, forgiveness, joy, and harmony with nature. So that's my message for you today. I hope it helps you. If you're struggling with that, get out in nature, let go of all the third dimensional slavery that we've been under, and get through the depression. You can do it. You can do it. I'll be here to help you. And start laughing, dancing, and singing with the birds. That's what they're here to do, is help us sing with them and dance. So hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me, and share this message if you have friends who are struggling with depression. It's okay. It's a phase that we're all going through because we got to come out of third dimension physical into fourth dimension, fifth dimension, joy, celebration, reality. That's our reality. So have a beautiful